Welcome to our video series on the Portal Connector for Dynamics CRM. In this video, we'll look at how to add a grid of data to a web page on your Sitefinity website. So first, we're going to log in to the back end of Sitefinity. And what we're going to work with today is adding a list of cases for a logged in user. So first, we want to make sure that the entity that we want to connect to CRM is already connected, and in this case it's incidents, so that means we have access to all the cases in Dynamics CRM through the Portal Connector. So let's flip over to Pages, and here are all the pages on our website. Under the Secure Portal area, we'll see that we have a support section and a page that's to list all support cases. Let's look at what this looks like from the customer's perspective. So here's our website. Customer goes and clicks on the Secure Portal page, or login, enters in their username and password, and logs in. Now they have access to all their portal pages. And on the left-hand side, I'll click on Show All Support Cases. And right now, we're not seeing anything. So let's go back to our Sitefinity admin area. And now we're going to click on All Support Cases page so we can edit that page. What we want to do, over on the right-hand side, we have access to all of the widgets, and we want to look at the Portal Connector widgets. Now we have different grid widgets that we can add. We have a CRM Add Edit Grid one, we have a data view, and we have a grid view. We'll be talking about each of them in future videos, but I'm just going to focus on the CRM Add Edit Grid view. So we drag it in the appropriate box, container on our site, and now we click Edit because we need to configure what data we want to show through on that grid. So we can allow, just with a simple checkbox, whether users are able to add records to this grid, edit, delete, filter, or even export to Excel. We'll leave those unchecked for right now. But we want to specify what data is going to show through. And here we see, under the CRM entities, all the entities we're connected to in Dynamics CRM. And we see cases. Where the Fetch XML box is, we need to define what data, specific fields, and how it's filtered is going to show on our web page. So if I click the Load Default Fetch, it's going out to CRM, grabbing the default view, and bringing in the default Fetch XML. Now if that looks a little complicated or you want to adjust it, you can either edit the fetch yourself or click the Build button. And we have a Fetch XML builder, somewhat like the Advanced Find view in CRM. We'll come back to this in a moment. So I'm going to click Save, and I'll go up here and click Publish. So that has updated our page on our website. So I'll flip back to see what our Jim looks at when he logs into the website, refresh the screen. And now Jim sees all the cases in Dynamics CRM. But that's not necessarily what we want, because we don't want Jim to see all of them. We only want Jim to see his cases that are related to him. So let's go back into our page, All Support Cases. Let's edit that Fetch XML so that it filters just for the cases that are related to Jim. I'm going to click Edit on that widget. And now we want to update our Fetch XML. So I'll click the Build button. And for this fetch, we want to filter it based on the logged in user's GUID. So I'll click Add Filter. And we will specify the attribute, which is going to be the customer. So we want the logged in users, we want the customer to be filtered by the login user's contact ID. So what I'm typing in here is really irrelevant. It's simply just a variable name. And I'm going to call it logged in contact ID. I'm just saying that filter the Fetch XML based on a variable. So filter the customer based on a variable name. I'll click Save. And now I specify, well, what filter should I apply to the fetch? Well, I want the variable logged in contact ID to be filtered to the contact ID of the logged in user. And I'll click Save and Publish. So now if I flip back to the Jim's logged in page, I'll hit refresh. Now Jim only sees those cases that are related specifically to him. If a different user logs in, then they will only see those cases as it's filtered by their specific contact ID. Now you may want to adjust these columns and these headers as well. Don't necessarily want all four, maybe you want some different ones. Well, let's go back and modify those. So I'll go into all support cases again. And I will choose Edit. I want to edit the widget further. And I want to go to Columns. Here's where I can define the order, and I can even add additional columns or change the column header. So say, for instance, I want the created on date to show before I just click and drag. I can click Edit and say I don't want the incident ID to be visible and click Update. Or maybe I want to give, rather than title, I'm going to click Edit, I want to call it Case Name and click Update. Then I'll say Save, so that updates that grid view, Publish. And once again, I'll flip back, refresh my screen and see what Jim sees. So rather than case title, we now see case name, and the created on has moved over in front. So those are the main settings on how you can work with a grid of data in Dynamics CRM and the portal connector. For more information about the portal connector for Dynamics CRM, visit our website at crmportalconnector.com. Give us a phone call at 1-877-728-5457 or follow us on Twitter at CRM Portal. Thank you.